Before we start this rundown, I wanted to kick it over to my homie Shay over here because Dr. Rag asked us to do something. I want to, do what he asked us to do.
All right. So, so as you know, my cousin just passed. As we're doing this, it's been less than about 24 hours ago. And so my dad asked us to read this letter on the podcast. And so here it is. Greetings to you listeners of this podcast. I've been inspired to write this letter, and I am well as grateful to Stringer and JB for allowing me to share this letter. One aspect of this writing is to address the reasoning that some of us in the body of Christ believe God is not doing miracles in this contemporary time. So to you, humbug. 50 years ago, two of my first cousins between the ages of 8 and 14 were diagnosed with acute forms of cancer. However, I must mention, out of 7 siblings, the youngest 2 sisters are still with us today. It could seem ironic, though not, that one child of each of their children were diagnosed with cancer. After they had gone through their respective treatments, it was determined nothing else could be done, and they were sent back to their families with no other viable medical options. Shortly afterward, a set of parents called a Christian minister of the family, and he agreed to pray for the 2 of them. However, his method would be to involve the entire family, of course, all who desired to participate. The directive was believe, anoint them with oil, and a family fast, meaning to go without eating or drinking liquid. The accepted directive. At the end of the set time, working the objectives, and upon their going back for regular checkups, the doctors began to see the cancers decrease in size. In a very short period of time, in their medical terms, both cancers were in remission. Yes, the cancers withered and dried up. The older cousin passed in 2012, over 40 years later, and it was not because of cancer. The younger cousin passed about 2 years later, at the age of 10. However, the uniqueness of her situation was different. In brief, the cancer returned. But a little girl of 10 said to me, I know God can heal me because he healed me the other time, but I have talked to God and I'm ready to go. In closing, the treatments did not heal my 2 cousins. The doctors admitted it. There are other factors with the younger cousin, of which I am going to disclose. She said I accept the cancer returning, causing she was ready to leave this terrestrial life. Yes, there are persons who are misrepresenting Almighty God, but do not accept the lie. Our Heavenly Father is too honoring miracles. Holy Spirit is still working through genuine brothers and sisters in the name of Emmanuel, Yeshua, who we call Jesus the Christ. Hallelujah. Thank you for considering the message of this letter. And that's from Big Rag, Elder Rag.
Welcome to the rundown, y'all. What's going on?
What it do?
What it do? What it do? What it do? Yeah, bro. It's been a heavy 24 hours last for you, man. But I know you are what I would call one of my strong friends. You know what I'm saying? So I know, even though I know you're going through and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Just want to say, I'm here for you. I love you. Man. You know what I'm saying? I know. Brothers, we don't, say that as much, at least publicly, but we say that a lot to each other. You know what I'm saying? Just because it's real. You know what I mean? And
I want you to know, man, I appreciate it. You hit me up, text message, send me a polo video. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate you. Shout out to the homie, Rock. Razia, man, hit me up, call me. You know what I'm saying? One of my old homeboys, coworkers, Larry Neal, hit me up. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Like, physically phone call me. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, and men call me to see, like, hey, you good? My boy Hawk, you know what I'm saying, hit me up. You know what I'm saying? John Hawkins hit me up. Mm-hmm. You know, and like I said, others through text message, phone call, my boy get like too many to name, you know what I'm saying, to go down the list. People on Facebook. So I just want to say, man, my family appreciates you guys. You know, those of you all who knew my cousin, you know, she was, you know, an angel, you know, got a video actually of her singing, you know what I'm saying? Like, man, she could shut it down. You know what I'm saying? I could go in on stories about her, but man, cancer sucks. You know what I'm saying? Fuck cancer. Yes. And I know you can definitely, you know, we can identify with that together.
Right.
But I'm just thankful for the life that she lived and the impact that she had on me as her, you know, little cousin, and just, she was more like a sister to me, you know, but, I'm grateful for the life that she lived and the impact that she had on my life and others' life. And I'm also grateful for my strong friends checking on their strong friend.
For sure.
You know, so, that's what it is.
For sure. For sure. So without further ado, let's get into this, rundown, man. This rundown, okay, you do better with pronouncing the name. Like, you know,
your boy.
You know, he's the English major over here, but this is hot off the presses. This is new. This actually just happened today. The trial in Minnesota, Chauvin, you know, was found guilty on all 3 charges. You know what I'm saying? So I want to give a round of applause for that. You know what I mean? So, because that's kind of rare going on. So, what say you about that, man? I got a few thoughts myself, but.
Okay, so I'm not going to be like, well, I'll say, first of all, I'm glad that happened, that justice was served. But with that being said, that's like celebrating a free throw and a blowout. And I saw somebody post that, so I don't know who posted it. I saw somebody share that post, so whoever it is, shout out to you for saying that. But that's like celebrating a free throw and you're down 40.
Right.
I'm not going to say too little too late. Every little bit helps. But they need to go revisit Eric Garner, Philando Castile, Breonna Taylor, that was George Floyd. I'm sorry. Dante Wright needs to get some justice. My guy who was in the house eating ice cream when the lady
Sandra Bland,
I was thinking about her too. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like we could keep going. Right. Ahmaud Arbery. You know what I'm saying? Like they made the movie Fruitvale Station about Oscar Grant.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, we can go all the way back to Diallo, who was killed in New York, and they asked for his ID, and as he's getting his wallet out, was shot. You know what I'm saying? 40-something times. Sean Bell getting killed on his wedding day.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we're down 40. Yeah. But we got a free throw. You know, we got an and one.
Maybe more than 40.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm glad, you know, but at the same time, I think that, you know, this needs to be the first of many. Heads need to roll. Because guess what? If you was to kill somebody, your ass would be up under the jail. If I kill somebody, I could be driving the car. We both would be up under the jail.
Yeah.
I could be driving the car and not knowing what you was doing. We both would be up under the jail.
Yeah, it wouldn't be any distinction.
In the same way, if we commit murder, you know what I'm saying? They're going to throw the book at us.
Yeah.
That it needs to apply both ways. It doesn't need to be a double standard. The law needs to be the law. So I hand it back over to you.
Well said. Yeah, you made a real good analogy there about the down 40, made a free throw. I think it's good. I don't want to downplay it or be like, you know what I'm saying? I don't think we need to be dancing in the streets though.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You know, to that extent. But my thing is, just for me, like what else was I expecting? Like, honestly, just the stuff that happened last week with Dante Wright. Okay, on top of just the climate we're in, just with
what's the guy's name in Chicago that just happened because they had a body cam footage.
Toledo,
Toledo, the young Hispanic kid.
Yeah, yeah. So you know what I'm saying? Just in the climate we're in, just like America, we can say a lot about the government, about all this, but they're not dumb. You know what I'm saying? They don't want to start a riot. So if they knew if that verdict was anywhere else but other than 3 charge, bam, 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 it was going to be an issue. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not saying clearly it was rightfully he was rightfully charged. You know what I'm saying? The guy was rightfully charged. So it wasn't nothing wrong. But then you also look at it just like the powers that be, so to speak, they're not dumb. They're not about to let this dude go. This is a perfect storm that we're in. We were just talking about last week, all the HBCUs, the black people, the Black Lives Matter, just like everything is coming back to just being black. And so you're going to interrupt that wave at this point in time. And then when Dante Wright just last week.
And you got to get, again, they give us, okay, we're going to convict Chauvin. But then you got, you know what I'm saying, Dante Wright. And then, I mean, who else knows? And so then with Toledo in Chicago, you know, this was the mayor. You just seen her before.
I seen that.
Girl, and y'all know who we talking about, Lori Lightfoot, who she got the little meme they got her with the with the shoes on, and I forget who was being elected.
Yeah,
but this Oompa Loompa, she wants to blame Toledo. You know what I'm saying? She's all in favor of the police and everything. Mm-hmm. So she's in the same boat as Moneybag Joe. You know what I'm saying? This little rascal. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Mayor Lightfoot.
I think she's a Democrat too.
I don't know what she is.
I'm pretty sure.
I have no clue.
I'm pretty sure.
I don't know what's going on with them shoes. They fade. Like, everything don't work for everybody. You know what I'm saying? And I don't down the fade. I'm not jealous because I ain't got no hair. Yeah. I'm just saying, like, know your worth. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've seen pictures of her when her hair was regular. And she was like, wow, okay, you don't even look like the same person. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, she looked like, let me stop because I'm checking now. Let me quit. Because I'm not trying to shame nobody. Right. And obviously, God knows what he's doing because I don't. Like, I'm sorry. But yeah, she's cooning and buffooning, you know, to the highest level, pandering. And unless I have drawn a weapon on a police officer, it's no reason why I should end up dead. Now, go ahead. With
that dude in Chicago, like, honestly, I don't have that much information, but one of my homies I went to TSU with, Aaron Morris, he's on top of stuff like this. And so I follow him a lot on Facebook, and just to his eyes, he put out there the Dante Wright and that wasn't kind of the same thing.
No, it wasn't.
You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, I haven't looked in it in detail. From what I heard, I mean, nobody deserves what they got, but just those two situations were different.
I say it like this. So it's you got the body cam video. They also have a video from the other side of the fence of where he got shot at. Mm-hmm. So on the one video from the other side of the fence, now we can't confirm, but it does look like he dropped something behind the fence when he stopped. Okay. Now, the police, after minutes after he's dead, like, and all this time has elapsed, like, oh, look, it's a gun back here. Because it ain't no other camera of them showing them, you know, picking the gun up from where he dropped the gun. It's the body cam of them picking the gun up. So we don't know. Somebody else could have threw the gun down there or whatever. Sure. But again, when he says, show me your hands, there is nothing in his hand. At the point that he says, show me your hands, he had already done whatever he did behind the fence. Mm-hmm. So it wasn't like he was throwing the gun in the air. It's like, because he was up against the fence and the officer said, show me your hands. And he turns around with his hands up and then he shoots. Mm-hmm. So even if he did have a gun, even if he was out when he wasn't supposed to be. And again, now, if Big Rag was talking to me and I was a child, I shouldn't have been out there late. Right. Shouldn't have had a gun. Yeah. But at the end of the day, if you say that would be just like you as a parent or your parent saying, boy, put that down before I pop you on the butt. And you put it down. And you know what? Let me be like, he put it down. What do you want? Yeah. At that point, he's not a threat anymore. Yeah. And now again, if he had turned around with the gun in his hand, like, one could argue, like, maybe I thought he was going to shoot me, but he clearly, his hands was like, he couldn't even get him all the way up. As he was doing this, the officer shot him. Mm. You know what I'm saying? And again, is another situation, just like with Dante Wright. Like, he's trying to cover up. Right. He's not a threat at that point. Mm. And so I'm not saying that he should have been out late. I'm not saying that he shouldn't have had a gun. I'm not saying he should have been hanging with people or banging or whatever he was doing. Not excusing that. But I'm also not excusing you go through training to learn how to diffuse situations. And let me say, shout out to all the officers who are putting their lives on the line, who have been in shootouts, who have been shot at, who have tried to defuse things non-violently, and nobody ended up dead, even though they might have ended up getting attacked or beat up. Like, that's not an easy job.
We need to get Officer Mike. I told you my boy Sammy, he went MPD. He hit me up a couple times, and he saw the last one. We actually were talking about the Dante Wright one. He hit me up. He was like, man, y'all should have had me on. Because, and have a police officer so you can hear from his mouth, himself as far as training protocol, whatever, he wants to reveal. We need to do that sometime at some point soon. But with what I was saying about the case, he getting charged on all those 3 charges is that, like you said, you made a perfect analogy. As far as like we down 40 or 50, you know what I'm saying? We hitting 2 free throws, hit 2 free throws in a row. But this kind of goes into it's kind of in the same thing.
And you ever seen, you remember Mighty Ducks 2?
Yeah.
They was in the Olympics or whatever.
Yeah.
And they was playing a Jamaican team and they was beating them like 9-0 and they scored.
Right.
And folks like had a band and they was over there hyping in the corner.
Right.
Like, that's what we're doing.
Yeah.
But I was like, we over here, man.
Right. We kicking it.
But yeah, go ahead.
You got to put to the level. Like, and I brought this to your attention. Like, I just saw this not too long ago. While all this is happening, that's what I'm saying. Like, you have to look at when all the smoke and mirrors is gone, like, what is really happening. Okay. So the Senate is about to pass an anti-Asian American crime bill tomorrow. I think it's already been voted on. It's already been going. So pretty much by the time this comes out, it's probably already going to be passed. And like, this is the stuff under the table that we see. Like I said, Asian Americans, no hate. You know what I'm saying? They're getting legislation. We're getting verdicts. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? That's way
We're just getting representation.
We're getting representation.
We ain't getting no legislation.
We're not getting legislation. And so this is where it's at. Like, this is, the news is going to be about the charges probably for the next week. While this whole Senate thing probably is going to be getting slid under. Mm-hmm. And it's like.
And what's crazy is, dude, like we said last week, once this pandemic is over, it's not going to be as many Asian hate crimes. Because it wasn't before this. Just like, man, 9/11, dude. That was freaking 20 years ago. Mm-hmm. But now we don't, how like it was a time where we called, people from overseas, Indians, Arabs, Pakistanians, Iranians, all the other Ians from wherever you come from, Chaldeans, like we just called everybody Bin Laden. It was funny. Oh, look at Bin Laden. It was funny. It was a joke. Right. It was not funny, but I'm just saying like that was
the running joke.
Now we don't, you know what I'm saying? Like like we go into the gas station, you say, oh, what's up, nigga? Like, right. Like, man, let me get that show pack of them Newports. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? The green pack. You know what I'm saying? Like, like it's nothing. It's normal. Yeah. That it's gotten back to being, and no matter what you feel or what you've gone through, it's no people in this country. And I say it with my chest. Mm-hmm. Italian, Jewish, Native American, anybody from overseas, you have not seen or gone through what we go through. It's not equal. Right. It's not even worth having a conversation. Yeah. And I'm not saying that what you all have gone through is not worth talking about. It's not or saying that it's right because you shouldn't have gone through that. Right. But please don't come to me talking about your struggles, because most of you Italian, you Jewish, 9 times out of 10, I don't know that unless I see your last name. Yeah. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You can drive in your car, you look white, people think you white. They're not going to pull you over. You know what I'm saying? I get pulled over in front of my house. Like they you know what I'm saying? I'm backing out the driveway. I get hemmed up taking my trash out. You know what I'm saying? Dressed in the mailman uniform. Mm-hmm. I'm a government employee like you are. You hemming me up, taking my trash out, really? Yeah.
Because you look different.
You know what I'm saying? When I was teaching, like I have on a blazer and a tie. Mm-hmm. What am I, like Chris Rock said in Lethal Weapon, what am I, the Crips accountant? Like, what am I, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm keeping, the bank for the set?
Yep. And see, and that's, that's into a whole nother thing, but it's real, but it's true. And so my thing with this, I want to, like you said, we're pretty much saying the same thing. Keep this stuff in perspective, man. Like it's, and I hate, you don't want to be a conspiracy theorist and doing all this stuff. You want to but you just, just be careful. Because like I said, while all this stuff is going on, he got charged on all 3 accounts. While the Senate is about to pass a legislation for anti-Asian American crime bill. You know what I'm saying? And so, and is it a coincidence all this stuff is happening at the same time? And it could be, you know what I'm saying? But what I'm saying is be aware that this stuff is going on. And, the guy, say his name again?
Chauvin, Derek Chauvin.
Chauvin was rightfully, found guilty. And he had the little surprise face too on his face. I don't know if you saw his face.
Right, like he couldn't believe it.
He was like, "What y'all gonna do this to me?" You know what I'm saying? So he had that face. So this is a win, but it's not. You know what I'm saying? Like we won that battle, but we still down. We still down by 50, 40 other battles. You know what I'm saying? So, but a step forward. That's all you can do, one step at a time. So, do what we do.
Okay, so when you just talked about conspiracy, and this is from the Oxford Dictionary.
Okay.
A conspiracy is a secret plan by a group to do something unlawful or harmful. That's what a conspiracy is. Okay. A theory, and this blew my mind because I didn't even know, like I knew what it meant, but a rational means it's considered common sense, like it makes sense. A rational type of abstract thinking about a phenomenon. So now a conspiracy theory is a rational theory, or a rational type of thinking, or a rational thought, or you're looking at something in a way that not a lot of people are thinking about.
Right.
About something that is illegal, unlawful, or harmful. So we say conspiracy theory a lot of times, and you're looked at as you're cuckoo because you know what I'm saying? You say the word conspiracy. Oh, you're a conspiracy theorist. But that actually means you're careful and you're considerate in your thinking, and it's not in the box.
Right. It's outside the box.
But it's go ahead. But it's like
that's the and that's the thing. And so, and I really say that just because everybody, a lot of people, I want to say, likes to look at stuff just black and white. Want to be like, okay, you tell me that the sky is green, I should just believe you because that's what you said. Because you are human, you should be able to have compassion,
right?
And
and everybody else is saying it, so it's got to be right because everybody says it.
Exactly. So my thing is. Just,
and all the Germans were saying that you were supposed to hate Jews, right? Yeah. And that made it right because all the Germans in the Third Reich and Hitler said that made it right? I mean, that would be asinine. People would look at you like you were crazy if you said that.
Right.
And a whole country of people were behind a psycho saying that.
Yeah.
And it's like, it doesn't matter that everybody was in agreement with that. That person was crazy. That thinking was crazy. America used to say that all black people were property. Now we look at that, oh, that's crazy. No, we're humans. We all bleed the same blood and da da da. But everybody was saying that was a large majority of people were saying it.
Yeah.
Just like a lot. Never mind. I digress. You know where I was going.
Yep, I do.
Let me stop.
But let's continue. I do want to touch on this just for a small second. I don't have a great deal to say about this. You see me about the comments. A trial judge slams Madam Maxine Waters for inflammatory comments. Okay. Now I'm just going to read, kind of what she said, because I wasn't familiar kind of what she said. This is a setup. I think she was in Minnesota with the people out there in the streets that were protesting and doing all this stuff. This is her comment to them. She said, "We've got to stay in the street. We've got to get more active. We've got to get more confrontational. We've got to make sure that they know that we mean business. Okay. And in a quote, that's all I read with that. But when I read this, the first thing that I think of is just hypocrisy, at least in my eyes, just because this was just the same lady that accused Trump at the time when he was at the Capitol for saying that he incited riots. He incited the people to go in there, which I listened to his whole speech. I didn't get that. He basically kind of said something in that vein, like, you know, fight what you believe is right. You know what I'm saying? Do this. And then, but Maxine Waters was the one that she said, oh, he's the reason why this lady got shot and got killed, and he incited a riot. He told them to stay there. He told them to stay out there and to do this. And so now she got let off the hook because, you know, the charges were dropped. You know what I mean? Not a drop, but he got charged. Right. You know what I'm saying? So nothing, you know, not's going to happen now. But what I'm saying it's straight hypocrisy, bro.
Dude.
Straight
okay,
hypocrisy.
So like, first of all, for all of y'all thinking that Donald J. Trump was an idiot, like, go slap yourself.
Nah, he wasn't no idiot
at all.
Might be a lot of other stuff, but he wasn't no idiot.
But like keep this in mind. There's also one of the 48 laws of power. Now again, United States government. I'm not an activist. I don't care. Like, I'm just trying to live my life, sip my yak, you know, take care of my kids. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, hopefully live to get married the whole night. Like, that's all I'm trying to do.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't trying to, like, I don't want that smoke. But let me just give some facts, okay?
Do it.
So if we are trying to sell a product, but we're trying to corner the market, what we'll act like is that we're enemies. Now, one of us got to be the bad guy. The reason being is because when everybody doesn't come to you, they're going to go to me, or vice versa.
Right.
They're going to say, like, I'll be the bad guy and everybody going to run to you, but they don't know we're in league with each other.
Yeah.
So now, if Trump had have been the one saying, get the vaccine, do all this, that they wouldn't have done it. So you have to have somebody that appears to be the villain so that when the other alternative comes, and I mean, it could have been freaking Lucifer could have ran. Satan himself could have ran and everybody would have voted because, oh, you're not Trump. We don't understand. Like I quoted the OG Corey Red before, capitalism versus socialism, don't buy it, because at the top, it's the same people behind it. They are all in league together. Their kids go to school together. They play with each other. They eat dinner together. So you don't think these folks are working together? Like, if we really hated each other, would our kids be playing with each other? Would you have me over for birthdays and stuff like that? And we really beefing like that? Of course you would. It's just pandering for the camera. So you make, and it's funny because you got on the blue hat, I got on the red hat. We not Crips and Bloods. Right. We not, it ain't Republican or Democrats. Right. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the homie. You know, my boy Skip, rated R, represents, salute. I'm just saying, they make it so for people who be on either side of the fence. But what are we trying to get the people to do? So you got to have a bad guy. And again, they knew, hey, if you say this stuff, it's going to make a certain group of people do this. So now it's going to have America scared. So they're going to all vote this way so we can pass the legislation this way. Can't have a Asian hate crime because we need Asia because that's our biggest ally. We really don't want to smoke with China because we really don't want to be in no war with them, or North Korea either. Right. Or Japan, you know, all of those Asian countries. Yeah. We don't want no smoke with them because their population, India is an Asian country. You know what I'm saying? We don't want that smoke. So can't have Asian hate because we need them. That's who got our debt. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? So you got to have a villain.
It's all capital influence.
So the other person looks like the hero and you have no clue. And we've seen it. You remember the movie Scream? Yeah. And she was running to her boyfriend, her dude, thinking like, oh, it's this person. She ain't know they was working together the whole time. It's like, but I saw him. He shot you, he stabbed you. Like, it's corn syrup. Yeah. Like we've been seeing this. What are y'all watching? We know how this movie ends. Yeah. And we fall for the okie doke every time. It's a movie called The think it's called Chaos Theory. Jason Statham, Wesley Snipes, Ryan Felipe. It didn't. I don't know if it came out of movies, but I know I got it on DVD. It was the same thing. You was thinking, I don't want to ruin it, but you was thinking one guy was the bad guy the whole time, and he was actually working with the cop the whole time, like they were former partners.
Right.
And you thinking he was trying to catch this guy, and they were working together the whole time. And that's how this whole situation works.
And that's pretty much it in a nutshell, man. I just don't like. People call a spade because if somebody on the other side, you know what I'm saying, would have said what Maxine Waters said, it would have just been okay. Now,
now they wouldn't have said nothing about it.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm just, I just wanted to call out the hypocrisy with that. But
and I throw this out. You remember Brian Bosworth?
Yeah,
old school NFL player got ran over by Bo Jackson. They had an ESPN 30 for 30, Brian and the Boss.
Yeah,
it was these shirts. When he was playing called Bosworth Sucks. We hate Bosworth. And people was, buying them in droves and wearing them to the games and like, we can't stand the bars and all of this. Whole crowd of people. He said he made more money selling those shirts than he did off his NFL contract. He was the one selling the shirts.
Ooh.
And people thought like, I'm doing something. And they didn't know that the person making the shirts is he's making the shirts that say, hate me, hate this person. Yeah. And he said he made more money off those shirts than he did off his. And at the time, he was hated because he had signed like the highest contract for a rookie. Yeah. Guaranteed.
Genius.
But he made more money off of those shirts. And that's what with that political game, you think it's something, but they playing us. They've been doing it.
Yeah. It's unfortunate, man. Unfortunate.
What we got next?
We got something in passing. Like I think I told you about this. The great one, Scottie Pippen's firstborn son passed. Like I'm not sure. Antron, what exactly happened? I don't think it's
they didn't disclose it. Yeah,
it's not any information out there. So, but I just wanted to give a shout. It's just
shout out to the OG man.
Yeah, it's just unnatural. For your family.
Because he was only like 31, 32.
32. I think it's 32 or 33, but he was
very young.
That's just unnatural, man. For a parent to
have
see
had
to see their son, pass, man. So I just, for anybody I see something like that, but especially for somebody that we don't know Scottie, but what I'm saying, I grew up a Bulls fan.
We grew up watching him. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. I always, if I don't have, I'm rocking the rated R, but it's either 49ers or Bulls. You know what I'm on.
So yeah, that's just tough. That was tough to look at.
Oh, and our shout out to the family of Black Rob. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Robert Ross.
Yeah.
Whoa, man, 51 years old. You know what I'm saying? Like around the same age as DMX.
Yeah.
And had a struggle with diabetes and stuff like that. And I mean, definite, man. He didn't like that one album he put out. We remember Whoa, but like that whole album was solid.
It was.
You know what I'm saying? He had a solid that album was solid, man. A lot of the features and stuff that he had on there and everything, like, and dude was, we thought Bad Boy was finna be back up.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I think he was after that wave he had was when Mace kind of dropped off.
Well, he came out like if you remember when Biggie died, like he died right when Mace was coming up. So then it's like the weight was on, like, is Mace gonna be able to carry the label? And then so it was like Mace, the Locks, Black Rob, you know what I'm saying? So like all of them was around the same time. And so you was thinking like, oh man, Bad Boy finna be up. And then Mace retired, the Locks went Rough Rider. We don't know what happened to Black Rob and G-Dep and Mark Curry and Loon and
G-Dep was the one doing that little Harlem Shake, wasn't it?
He had the Harlem Shake.
He had a little Harlem Shake now. Okay, so I just wanted to give a shout out to them, man. It's no more, I guess, in-depth information about Scottie Pippen and his son. I guess how he died and stuff, and Black Rob. Salute to him and his family, and his loved ones that were close to him that suffered that blow. So, and now for the last rundown topic, man, we had here actually OG Sanders, sent this to
shout
me.
Shout out to J Mac.
Yeah, J Mac.
Jeremy hit the like. Sanders.
Hit the like button, Sanders.
Hit the like.
He sent this. You want to read it?
Oh no, you go ahead.
Okay. It's The Game. I don't know exactly when he put this tweet out or whatever, but I'm just going to read it, and then we'll kind of go from there. And I'll probably put it up here on the screen on the bottom, so you can kind of see what I'm talking about. But he's talking about. He says, why she got to pay half the rent? She giving you half the pussy or something? Niggas kill me. Since the beginning of time, real men have always taken care of shelter, providing, and protecting. And if you ain't got it, go get it. If you're lucky enough to land an independent woman who works her ass off and still comes home to cook, clean, take care of kids, and go crazy sexually, let her stack what she make in case y'all need it one day, and still handle everything as a man. And I think he put out something else out here. It was like, everybody's different, but it just ain't in me to let my woman share the worry of paying for anything. I feel good carrying the load, and I'm not changing. So that's, I thought that was so interesting.
And I'm gonna read this because this person commented after that. Mm-hmm. And a lot of people wasn't posting this because I saw that same thing. And I don't know who Boneface Inc. is, but they said, I see this meme floating around real heavy. Y'all know I got to keep it 100% gangster with y'all, right? Let me say first, I agree with him 1,000%. And I operate this way in my relationships. But, capital but, at Los Angeles Confidential, which is the Game's Twitter or Instagram, left a whole lot of other shit out that comes with the old school men. What he didn't mention that what also comes with an old school man is a whole lot of shut the fuck up and a whole lot of what y'all call cheating. Understand that privilege comes with provisions. A lot of you 2020 women think a man is supposed to do all this providing while you still maintain half, if not all, the power in the relationship. A man that moves like that requires submission. Y'all hate that word, don't it? LOL. If you can trust me to do all of those things, shut the fuck up when it comes time for me to be a man and trust me to lead us too. If you can do that, then life on me, period. That shit don't sound so good no more, huh? Remember when your grandmother used to say about your grandfather to her friends, as long as he takes care of home and nothing shows up on my front porch, I don't care what that man does. I already know that a man is going to be a man. Hashtag let's argue. Hashtag church on Wednesday. Hashtag old school men. So what say you, Jay Bizzle?
Man, on one half of this, I get it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, my situation, you know what I'm saying? Wifey, is not work. She hasn't, we got the twins, so she been at the house with the twins, maybe probably for the last couple of years or whatever. So, I like the setup as far as me taking care of business and doing, what I believe a man should do. But on the other hand, if your significant other, whatever, has a career or is, has a job that's, for me, like I said, executive mindset, you know what I'm saying? I'm always thinking about the nickel and diamond, you know what I'm saying? Is it worth it for your significant other to work when you factor in, daycare bills and all, you know what I'm saying?
But you work a job that provides you the luxury of doing that.
Correct. Yeah. That's true as well. So I'm not, working at, Wendy's or anything like that. So, I'm blessed enough to, to make an income enough for us to, provide for, my whole family. So, I get that. But then on the other hand too, like I'm not against the wife or whatever working and but it's just I hate to bring it up, but everybody has to do their part. You know what I'm saying? Whatever that is. That's with a man, that's with a woman. You know what I'm saying? You have to, there is a emotional whatever side of it, but then there's also a transactional thing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like you bring this to the table, I bring that. You know what I'm saying? It's just what it is. You can break it down however you want to, you know what I'm saying? Even, biblically, but, you're not gonna, if you're not bringing anything to the table or doing that part, then it's always going to be an issue. So in that half, I get him. And so that's why I'm reading that first tweet. Like, you paying, half, the rent. And I'm thinking marriage because I'm married.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? That would flip if I wasn't married.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
If I'm not married, like, and we living together doing whatever, like, yeah, you're going to have to get on that rent. Now, once we say I do or whatever, and we have our situation, then I'll take care. But if we not married, I'm not, you going to fork over half of that rent. Because we not in that, we not in that covenant. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I don't feel obligated.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, I do believe in that. And then on the other tweet, he was like, you know what I'm saying? I guess he was saying she's not working hard. You know what I'm saying? Still comes home, cook, clean, take care of the kids, and go crazy, sexually. So I'm guessing if you ain't working, if you providing, you need to, you know what I'm saying? Still do all those things, cook, clean, take care of the kids, and go crazy sexual or whatever, your fantasy or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's what I was talking about. It's transactional. Mm-hmm. He not gonna be paying for all this,
right? And
you just gonna be coming home twiddling your thumbs and doing whatever. Yeah. Like, you gotta do, you gotta bring something to the table. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I've been on both sides of that. I was on the side where I was working at FedEx and St. Jude, and you remember, because afterwards you helped me not running traffic. Man, shout out to NFL Red Zone, because we was Red Zone Sundays, boy.
Red Zone, still on, yep.
But like, and she didn't have to pay for anything. She didn't have to pay for when we went out to eat. She didn't have to buy like I did, out of grocery shopping. She didn't have to put gas in her car. She didn't have to pay her car note. She didn't have to pay her car insurance. She didn't have to have insurance at her job, because I was, you know what I'm saying? I had put her on my insurance at my job. You know what I'm saying? I had her on my good St. Jude insurance. You know what I'm saying? And I had the FedEx insurance too. So we was good either way around, man. Had the car insurance, car note, phone bill. I'm like, nigga, I'm taking care of everything.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And my money was our money. Her money was her money. And she worked a 40-hour-a-week job. Took care of everything. But you know what the biggest complaint was?
What's that?
You always working. We don't spend no time. You always be tired. But you comfortable, though. You shouldn't have to work that hard. Well, not in a position to do.
Right. I kind of have to at this point.
Because you're not contributing anything.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Then you expect me to come knock it down, you know what I'm saying? Give you 2-3 rounds, and I got to do that. No, I don't feel like going out. Right. You know what I'm saying? And I done worked 80-some hours a week and put you to sleep, made you tap out. You know what I'm saying? No, I don't. I just want to kick my feet up and watch TV or play the game. Like, I don't want to go do nothing.
Right.
We gonna go out on this day. I don't work on Sundays. We'll go out on Sunday after, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's it. I ain't got no energy on Saturday. Like, I done worked all week. I just want to chill. Like, nigga, I was coming home because I would beat her home. I was coming home cooking. Young nigga. You know what I'm saying? Coming home cooking.
Yeah.
Been on that side of it. I've been on the other side of it, where, you know what I'm saying, we both contributing. But in that position, it's not a position of not being able, but knowing who you with. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, you wanted to, like, I don't want to feel like, I owe you nothing, or I can't do it, or I'm unable. I'm able to do it. I don't want you to have to work another job so you can take care of. So being on both sides of it, and again, I ain't gonna lie. Whenever I'm fortunate enough to say I do, hey, like I said, like, niggas ain't gonna, when it happen, like, niggas gonna be mad. Yeah. Just know, you know what I'm saying? I move in, bad boys move in silence. You know what I'm saying? But just know, it like, when y'all see, like, just know you gonna see that Facebook post or something, you're like, dang, Reg, like, hey, stay in your lane. Right. But, like I said, having seen both sides, I understand both sides. Now, he's speaking from a position, even I assume, even when he was hustling in the streets, he was moving at a different financial position. So you're not talking to a manager of Foot Locker. You're not talking to somebody who's working the night shift at Wendy's. You're not talking to somebody who is only maybe getting 30 hours a week at the hub.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? At Club Fed Stress. You know what I'm saying? FedEx. You know, and you ain't talking to that person.
Yeah.
You're in a different tax bracket.
Right.
So it's real easy to say that from this position, looking down on people, and depending on your level, nobody wants to be alone. I was having this conversation with a friend of ours, and you know what I'm talking about. And I was saying that it's not that men mind taking care of a woman, but some dudes, the reason why they don't get in a relationship is because they know I was raised a certain way, but I can't take care of you. But you want to be with me, but I'm not in a position to take care of you. So I'm not going to get in a relationship with you because I can't carry you if I had to. We can mess off. We can have a situationship, but I don't want to be put in a position where you're expecting me. And you was talking to me off camera earlier, like you was in relationships where people was like, all right, it's been this time. What you going to do? And in some cases you was like, well, I'm not, you might have 3 or 4 kids. Like I ain't able to do that yet. Right. I'm trying to get in a position where I know I'm able to do that before I say I do. Or, you know what I'm saying? Like I see how you spend your money. I ain't in a position to move like that. You know, or you want to stay in this kind of neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? And again, where I'm at financially, I'm cool with staying over here. It's not, I ain't trying to show out for nobody, but we in the hood, we can't stay, but I can't afford that.
Right.
And so now if you want me to go get it, I can't maintain this lifestyle only working 40 hours a week. I probably need to be working 70, 80 hours a week, which means I'm not going to want to have extra time to spend with you and the family. I'm still going to want me time, which might mean time with my homeboys or watching the game or whatever. So I still got to balance that out. And so now you going to feel some type of way because you're getting less time and I still want to do my thing over here. And so now you like, oh, you don't spend no time with me. But yeah, but you're living where you living in the neighborhood you want to live in the house you want to live in, driving the car you want to drive. You don't really got to do nothing. But then now you want all my free time too? And I'm giving you all of... Well, I'm proud of that's a mic sound. You ain't gonna be able to edit that out. I'm giving you all my time. On this job. So now again, I was raised in that way. I can identify with what he said. And I've seen my dad. I saw my dad be in a position where my mama didn't have to work if she didn't want to. But I saw growing up the other side where she made more money than Pops. But guess what? And the game kissed my ass on that. Because even though right now moms make more money than Pops, but guess what? King stay the king.
Right. Yeah. And that's where, you know, your values and everything else kind of comes into play. You know, like he did put in here an independent woman, you know what I'm saying, who works and, you know what I'm saying, you not, so he dealing with an independent woman. If you're talking about 2021, you know, we kind of know what that looks like or what that mentality is. And so they're not more of your traditional kind of let your man kind of lead and, you know what I'm saying? And you know, ride with his vision and do stuff like that. So, and
they don't think that way. So then if you don't think that way, then why should you?
Right. And so, and I wanted to read what I said with the game so y'all can get exactly, you know, where he came from and what he was talking about. So, like I said, I've seen it from both sides too. But just like with anything, we talk about relationships. It depends on your flow, depends on your situation. You know what I'm saying? Depends. Like I said, for me, I just can't. I try to think, you know, think like an executive. You know what I'm saying? Does it make sense with the financials? You know what I'm saying? Does it make sense for you to work and take the time away from the kids and do all this stuff, you know, to work? If it makes sense, okay, let's do it. But if not, you know what I'm saying? If I'm blessed enough to, you know, to carry the ship, you know what I'm saying? Let's do that. And then you just, you know, we do other things that, you know, help out the whole puzzle. You know what I mean? So yeah, man, you got anything else to add on that?
Man, not like I said, well, we started, you know, the rundown with, you know what I'm saying, man. Shout out to my cousin, my cousin,
for
you
sure.
know, Joy Lydia Ragland, thankful for her life, you know what I'm saying, in the light. Shout out to the Ragland family.
Yeah. No doubt.
You know, and glad, like I said, Chauvin was found guilty.
Yes.
To quote James Baldwin, to be a Negro in this country and to be relatively conscious is to be in a state of rage almost all of the time.
Huh.
And that's what it is. Like, people don't understand. Like, we're in a state of rage all the time because of the injustices that we face and stuff we have to deal with.
Yeah.
And man, shout out to you because you had a birthday over the weekend.
Did.
Salute.
Did 39.
You know what I'm saying?
39.
Salute to the G.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And I appreciate it. Let me see if I can grab here. You can grab it if I want to touch this mic right here.
I'm gonna have the back of it because we're not getting nothing for product placement.
Yeah.
So we'll cover the sign up, but gave him something so when he chilling he can indulge. Yeah, watching the game he can indulge.
Maybe watching the NBA playoffs be starting here soon. So salute to you, brother. Appreciate you, man. You know what I'm saying?
You know what it is.
Yeah. So, all right, y'all.